One of our colleagues was telling us there was an incident that happened in Colonie Center, and it was not an individual with a gun, but Colonie Center was on lockdown for what, about 20 minutes over the weekend?
Yeah, about 20 minutes.
And you work in the mall. You work in one of the stores or whatever.
Yeah.
And were you working when this thing went down on Sunday?
I was actually trying to leave work, and we went into lockdown, and I had to stay there for about 20 minutes while everything was getting sorted out, and the police were on scene trying to figure out.
You get overtime for lockdown?
I clocked out. I haven't talked to my boss yet, but I'm not sure. Maybe.
Did you?
Wait, you clocked out after the lockdown?
No. Before. I was literally on my way out the door, clocked out, walking out, and they said, "Hey, listen, you got to stay here for a second. There's a situation going on."
What did you think was? Go ahead, Chrissy.
I was going to say, did you hear it, or did someone tell you, or was it like chaos? What happened?
It was kind of like the telephone game growing up as a kid, more or less, because it happened in the food court. And I work on the other side of the mall. So by the time the story got to us, there was active shooter being
Oh my
thrown out
God.
left
That's
and
what
right.
I saw going around like Facebook and everything, was that there was an active shooter going.
And there was no gun involved, which was the worst part about it.
Yeah,
so,
I heard it was just a noise that the guy was making.
I guess he was angry and he slammed his hand down on a table or something like that, and somebody thought it was a shot fired, and we're all on high alert. I mean, but the person that was alerting you was running from the scene, and what was she doing? Stopping in all of the stores?
Well, I was on one side of the place that I work, and I guess she came in, yelled it out loud that there's a shooter upstairs, and then flew out, ran out to the parking lot, and that just caused a scene. And it was just mass chaos.
She just stopped to tell everyone,
but then made sure she could get to her car.
Well, she's trying to alert people because, how would he know?
But oh my gosh, talk about panic!
Yeah, but John was telling us off the air that he's like, no, stop. You thought it was fake news. You didn't believe it, right?
Yeah, I mean it's mass hysteria nowadays, and you don't really know until you see. But then again, you don't really know. So in my gut, I just didn't really think that anything was going on, but.
Yeah, you still stayed there and made sure everything was fine.
Well, he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
What constitutes lockdown at where you work? What do? They keep you inside, barricaded?
Nobody in or nobody out. I guess.
Do you get under tables or anything like that?
No, nobody got under any tables.
I know. I wonder.
He's like laughing at Chrissy.
I know, but I wonder. I mean, when you get locked down at like a school, you hide. Hide behind tables.
Are we getting to the point where we're going to start practicing these things?
We did.
Yeah, we should.
We did in school.
We
always did. We had to pretend that there was a shooter, not necessarily shooting, but someone going into our school. So it was like, okay, so today at 12:30. And I mean, I graduated high school in 2006.
When did you graduate?
2005.
And you guys didn't do any of that?
I don't think we did. No.
Where did you go?
Voorheesville.
Huh? You
Late Nate Boughton. Junior, senior high school.
And Jess, they did that
Notre Dame Bishop Gibbons.
No, they did that at NDBG, Notre Dame Bishop Gibbons.
We did. I remember, and it was terrifying, even knowing it was coming, because they're like, okay, at 1:00, your class, we're not going to start it. They're going to have someone bang on doors, lock the door, and know what you're supposed to be doing.
My sister Michelle was telling me because of all this, and we were together this week, and she's a superintendent at a pretty big school, and she was saying that they do live lockdown drills, but with the teachers as the students also, and then the SWAT team comes in and they act like it really is happening. And she was telling me some of the things that they have to act out, and it's so real for all of them that at the end of the time that it's done, they all really need a couple hours to decompress and just realize that, we're going through this for a reason. And she said it's very emotional.
John's like, I'm going to stop at Moe's real quick. Burrito on the way out.
I'm hungry, though.
Come on.
Where'd that lady go? She giving me a ride home?
I had to get out of there. Man.
He's like, since I'm stuck here, is clock still extra? Or can he just help brother out?
Walk extra. This guy, God forbid, there's a fire alarm or something in here.
Look at John Cockistan and
this guy, nothing. All right, man.
I don't think I said that right.
If there's, God forbid, something happens here in Town Square Media, I am not asking this guy what the hell's going on.
I'm calm, okay? I'm calm.
I know, but
I'll get you your traffic report. Just relax.
All right, we'll come back after the break. Thank you, John. 8:50 with Brian and Chrissy in the morning. It's GNA.
107.7 GNA.